Hey everyone, welcome to SOC 103, Sustainability and Society. This is of course the Italian version of this course. I am really excited for the semester. I'm really excited to get to know you all a little better, especially excited to travel with you all to Italy. We have a lot of really great things to experience when we're there. But in the meantime, I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of how this class is organized, how to kind of get through it, and give you some tips. So here's our homepage. A nice little tip is anytime you want to get back to the home page, you just click this up here. Okay, it'll always take you back no matter where you are. You just click up at the top and it'll get you back to the home page. I'll put some announcements and important information here as well as the semester progresses. I really like this page because you have these assignment due dates. That's really helpful, and you can click on that assignment and it'll take you right to it. Okay, so that's a nice little tip. You can always figure out what's due by clicking on that. So let's go back to the home page. And of course the content is where you spend most of your time. I'll just go over this tab really quickly, right? So if you're getting started tab, this will help you get started with the class. It tells you sort of how to get moving. Here's my instructor information. So I have office hours, or excuse me, student hours. I'm remote. I work remotely on Mondays. On the Stanton campus Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'm actually on the Dover campus on Thursday afternoons. All the information is here, include how to set an appointment with me and join my virtual student hours as well. Of course, the schedule, course policies, and resources folder is really important. You definitely want to look over the course policies. This tells you all of the due dates and late policies and how you're evaluated and so forth. Okay, so I'm not going to go over this in detail. You'll need to do this for your orientation quiz. And then we have our course schedule here. This is actually a Google Doc, and you can see it's just embedded in here. And so this goes week by week, gives you sort of the what's due, the topic that week, and everything. So the class will have a very consistent flow. Every week is a lesson. You have readings and videos, and then you have a quiz due Sunday. It's an open time, not untimed quiz, open notes, whatever. So they're not super high pressure, but it is an important part of your grade. So make sure you get used to that rhythm, right? So you have a couple of things, at least one thing due on Sundays pretty much every week. Of course, you can look at the syllabus here, and here's some tips on some technology resources. And this is an asynchronous online course. If you haven't taken one before, we don't have any required face-to-face meeting times to discuss the content, so it's a little bit different if you're not used to that. I'm happy to sort of help you through it, but I really try to lay everything out really clearly, and I'll go over that in a minute. But there are some tips here for getting through online courses and so forth. So most of the time you'll spend the semester in the Learning Materials tab right here on the left. So again, this is broken down by week. This is our first week, this is our second week, and I will populate this as the semester progresses. And so it's pretty straightforward. Each week you have sort of this, you just go from top to bottom, right? I mean, it's that simple. Just go down from top to bottom. There's videos embedded sometimes there's readings and so forth. Sometimes it's fun stuff like Italian travel. I try to throw that in there if I can. But really, just go through the lessons from top to bottom, complete everything, and then usually there's an assignment or two at the end. This week it looks like there's a lot of assignments, but that's just because you have to enable announcements, some really simple things, send an email and so forth. But there is an orientation quiz due at the end of week 1. Okay, so just go from top to bottom. When you're done with that, you can move on, right? So you're done with everything there, and then move on to the next lesson. Each lesson is structured the same way. You'll have I usually put a little cartoon at the top or some kind of thought-provoking picture or image or whatever. I usually put a quote up there, and then I give you an overview of what we're going to go over that week. Okay, so here's the key topics this week, and I kind of set the table, right? So that's your introduction. Again, just move from top to bottom, and then you'll have topics. So week 1, we're going to really just dig into what is sustainability, and then systems thinking, topic 2, and so on. These are all, each page is a different topic. And each page will have a video, maybe there's a reading. It just depends on the content. So this one has a reading, so you just click on it, right? So it's all very straightforward. It's all laid out for you there. All the materials are available to you online, so you don't have to buy any books. So the content is here, and then I post a summary video. Okay, so I do this for every sub lesson within the lesson. So there's some readings and videos, and it's like, okay, what am I really supposed to know? Well, I provide a summary video to help you kind of get through the key content. So you can play it on here if you want. That's really small. I can barely see it. A little tip is you can click on the title of the YouTube video, click that, and it'll take you to the larger YouTube version. Oops. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you just go through the lessons. There it is. There's one reading here, a video, a couple short videos, summary, right? So that's how it's going to flow. All right, and then you'll have a quiz at the end. And sometimes you'll know their assignment, right? So in this week you have an introduction, second part of your introductory blog, or excuse me, introductory discussion board. Okay, so just go through the lessons from top to bottom. Take advantage of the summary videos, and then note a couple other things here that are there to help you through the course. Collapse that. So when we have a Zoom session, it's going to be here. So this could be really, really helpful. So take note of this. Lecture videos and playlists. So all of those summary videos I compiled in a YouTube playlist. And it goes from lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. It all matches up with what's posted. So if you ever want to go back and see a summary video, or you just want to kind of go through everything there after you do all the readings at once, it's up to you. But they're there for you to watch. I may update those as new information. You know, sometimes I like to integrate new information into the course. If so, I'll update the list. This is also potentially really helpful. All of the PowerPoints for all of those lectures are here, right? So if you like your week lesson 1, all that intro to sustainability, it's all here. So these are actually the PowerPoints to those videos that I've narrated. So you have the narrated videos and you have the PowerPoints to those videos. So you have all the content, in all of these folders. Here's a discussion board, a couple of discussion boards. If you have a question about the content, feel free to post here. And then here's just like a fun little coffee, what I call the coffee shop. And if you see anything interesting about sustainability or whatever, feel free to post there. Have discussions on that discussion board as well. So that's for you to use. Finally, here's a travel document folder. So this is like the Italy stuff. I will populate this as the semester progresses, as I find really interesting things. You know, you don't need to know Italian to go there, but there's some really good, basic tutorials. But things like that, I'll put travel locations and suggestions and other things. And that'll kind of keep that organic and see how that grows as the semester goes on. Okay, so that's it for the introduction to the course. Again, super, super excited to experience this with you. It's really nice to have this to look forward to at the end of the semester. I'll get into more details about the travel experience itself as we go throughout the semester and we have our Zoom meetings and so forth. So just remember, please mark those those mandatory meetings on your calendar. Fill out that poll so I know when to make the other meetings, and we'll go from there. And I want to leave you with, this is an asynchronous course. We're not meeting face to face every week, but I don't want you to think that we can't meet. I'm happy to meet with you, on campus, via Zoom, whatever. So keep those lines of communication open. And I look forward to seeing you all later on the semester, and I hope your semester gets off to a great start.